Bucharest, July 23, 1965. Leonardo da Vinci, luminous white, layer 8. I declared the discussion open, inviting our friends who were willing to listen. Veronica, CIU, Callimnus, and Seraphia have arrived, and here comes Leonardo, our guest. He is dressed like CIU and Callimnus, in white, with those garments draped over him. They bow to one another. Callimnus makes a gesture with his hand, as if giving him the floor. We greeted them all. Leonardo, in the name of him through whom you have called me, may you also be blessed, my good friends. It is a great joy for us, and when I say us, I mean all those who lived on earth, in constant activity, putting into practice the treasures they had gathered, and leaving them for those who came after them. It is a great joy for us when we are invited into an active circle. You are alone. Your work is hidden, but what satisfaction you will have when it is finally revealed. George, where do you dwell, our dear friend? Leonardo, in the 8th heaven of rest. George, how do you spend your time? Leonardo, since I left Earth, I have finished with research, because what I have encountered and discovered here surpasses by millions of times anything I could have guessed through thought and experimentation on Earth. I cannot speak of day-by-day life, because where we are, there is neither day nor night. There is continual joy, peace, rest, and contemplation. I endlessly behold the beauties that surround us, their beauty, their energy, their variety, and everything that can be created and applied, not by ordinary people like us, but by the one who lets a spark of beauty and holiness fall into each heart through his fingers. George, in your earthly life you did many different things. You painted, sculpted, studied anatomy, pulleys and hoists, sang with your voice and with the lyre. And, Leonardo, I still sing. I sing very much, but I am often surpassed by the seraphic choirs of divine beings, who, by their laws, are destined to move through the beauty of the heavens of the 7th and 8th layers. For in the 9th are their resting places. They give the atmosphere an even sweeter and gentler climate. And I, like many other singers, see ourselves as poor fiddlers just learning to play. We show them our love and appreciation for their efforts to make life sweeter in these blessed realms. Now, in the life I lead, all my striving and all the concerns I once had in trying to build something are perfected through everything available here. Through their active and living nature, these things constantly allow me to see my shortcomings, my clumsiness, and the longings I had to put things into practice. Those longings that tormented me and drove me to do something for those who would come after me became the steps by which I climbed to where I am now, preventing me from being wasted in vanity. I never had time for myself. My recreation was when I could fulfill a longing, materialize an idea that cried out within me to be realized. I never saw myself as a spiritual man. I never believed in my own purity, because within me always lived the man of earth, bound to earth and to matter, which he sought to raise to a level from which it could communicate something. The flattery and judgments of those around me I regarded as spoiled fruit, which I never approached to taste. Their smell repelled me. Temptations never reached my heart. I saw them, smiled at them, yet felt my own aspirations boiling within me, aspirations far above such temptations. I loved to know everything, and because the space I could encompass with my earthly reason contained many compartments where I could store everything I saw and everything around me, I took care to keep forever locked those compartments that neither fulfilled nor supported the cries within me. Only in this way can one climb. Only in this way can one remain agile. And what joy there is when you climb the steps through your own agility and not through the help of others. You can maintain that agility if you remain awake and understand the music that sings within you, and asks that every note be perfected in its proper place. I never punished my body in earthly life, but I liked to keep it in perfect order. Otherwise, my companions could never have called me the man with many satchels, meaning the man occupied with many things. It was a nickname for my earthly life. Some carry many satchels, others fewer. It depends on the one who carries them and how they are used. If they are used out of pride, they not only destroy you, but are of no benefit to others. I forgot to stop speaking. I have let myself go. George, and that is a good thing. Leonardo looked at Callimnus and said, Leonardo, I feel well, and that is why I have let myself go. George, dear Leonardo, when we spoke with Beethoven, he said that what he did on earth, he continues to do there. With his hands he gave on earth, and with his hands he still gives. He sings and sings continually. Leonardo, he can do nothing else. You drew, painted, modeled clay, carved stone and marble, calculated, and made plans. Your hands were always at work. Do they no longer work now? Leonardo, they still do, but I no longer perfect the things I used to do on earth. I merely touch them, arrange them. I feel as though I am correcting them in some way, although they are already more perfect than my attempts to improve them. I see how limited my earthly mastery truly was. Here I see myself as very small, yet immensely happy that I can behold and apply everything I once wished to perfect. George, what exactly did you wish to perfect? Leonardo, anything. Everything here is perfected. On earth, if I wanted to create something, I had to labor and struggle for years. Here, if a beautiful thought arises in my mind, merely wishing to see it is enough. It appears without effort or striving. Effort has ended, and everything emerges far more perfect than even I desire. George, please, Leonardo, give me an example of such a wish that you had in the eighth heaven, and how it was fulfilled. Leonardo. Many examples come to mind. Once, for instance, I wished that among us there might appear the embodied beauty of Our Lady. There was no need for brushes or paints. A beauty appeared, a light, her very real image, which enlivened the entire eighth heaven. No brush was needed. That chapter has ended. People speak of the Last Supper, of my years of effort to present it as perfectly as possible. Here there is no lack of time, and no need for effort. Everything is fulfilled effortlessly, yet you still rejoice and are nourished by the desires that do not disappear from the spiritual man. What occupied you during earthly life continues to govern you beyond it. George, do you have gatherings among yourselves? Leonardo, we do, because we are in constant communication with one another, in continual thought, joy, and rest. Do not think of me as a saint. Consider me a small servant in the court of the emperor. Not everyone at court is an emperor. There is only one emperor. I have spoken at length. George, not at all. I wanted to ask whether you concern yourself with the appearance of man and his evolution. Leonardo, no, such matters do not concern me now. George, how do you explain that all of us on earth are fascinated by evolution and the origin of human life, while none of those we have asked seem interested in it? Leonardo, your climate strongly stimulates reason and the desire to penetrate all kinds of problems. Our climate removes the isolation of reason and its tendency to explore coldly, logically, and analytically problems that can truly be known only through contemplation, that is, through synthesis, broad understanding, and seeing phenomena as a whole rather than as isolated details. The closer you come to an object, the more clearly you see it, but you may also fall into grave error if you dissect a phenomenon endlessly while forgetting everything else around it. We who have left the body and have been drawn to truly happy places see things differently here. We possess another way of knowing. We have access to a bridge that allows us to enter directly into communication with the essence of the phenomenon or object we contemplate. Yes, contemplation is our principal activity, and many who were once in the body suspected that perhaps one day even people on earth would taste what we in the heavens of happiness call contemplation. George, have you encountered people from other planets in your lair? Leonardo, yes, and they are far superior to those from Earth. George, do you mean in number or in spiritual superiority? Leonardo, both. George, are the layers populated by them as well? Leonardo, of course. George, are those from other planets who come into the eighth layer wiser than those who come from Earth? Leonardo, they surpass us in many ways. They see differently, think differently, have developed differently, and have had different concerns. George, are you mixed together with them, or separated? We dwell in different places, but we know them. George, do you know how many inhabited planets there are? Leonardo, yes, I have heard. 2 of them have a very large population. George, do you know their names? No. And altogether how many are there? Leonardo, I do not know exactly, but I think there are 4. George, could you go to other planets and incarnate there? Leonardo, I do not wish to, and to tell you the truth, I do not know whether I could or not. We do not know the decrees and laws governing such assignments. George, Sia, you who travel so much, do you know of any Earth person who has incarnated on another planet? Among billions of people there may have been some, but I know of none. Veronica, it seems they want to leave. George, why are you in such a hurry? Leonardo, we must return to our place. We too cannot be absent for very long. There is a kind of verification, a kind of replenishment and recharging. George, who does that? Leonardo, it happens automatically. It is the law of the place. We simply feel that we must be there. George, we thank you. Leonardo,